microcontrollers, that is 8051 microcontroller. So for that purpose we are going to use the Microvision Keil software version 4. So in that, first of all, one should create a project. So first of all I will show how to create a project. So this is the window for Keil software. So number of tabs are available. So in that, go in project part. In that, select new Microvision project. So it will check for the previous file if you want to save. I will just click on next. I don't want. Once you go in new Microvision project, you will find a window. In that, you have to select the destination. Destination means where you want to create a project. So already I have selected in D drive. I have created one folder, that is 8051 programs, and in that I will create another project. Okay, so right now I am creating the project. So just I will give the name to that project without any extension. So I will give the name as suppose simple 2, simple 3 likewise. Only you have to give the name. You can give your name also. So just I have to type the name for that project and just click on the save. So again he will ask, it is asking for the previous file. If you want to save the changes in that file, I will just click on the next. Okay, then the window will come. In that window, the number of vendors are available who manufactures the 8051 IC. But as far as this 8051 practicals, we are concerned about the Atmel vendor. So in that, we search for the Atmel, ATMEL. In that, go just click on the plus sign. In that, number of ICs available by the manufactured by the Atmel. So we have to stuck with the IC called as AT, that is Atmel, then 89C51RD2. So this IC we are interested in. So AT89C51RD2. Once I click on that IC, in the rightmost part it will show the features related to that IC. Okay, already we have seen the features of 8051 microcontroller. Then just click on the OK button. After that, you will see the window related to the startup files, whether you want to add the startup files to your project, to your code. Right now, for the simulation purpose, we don't require this. So directly click on the no button. Okay. Once you click on the no button, in this project window, you will find a target. Okay. So in that target, just click on the plus sign. You will find the source group 1. So, and whatever the name you have given to your file, that is simple 3, you will find the name for the project. So this is our new project. Okay, this is just the project, not we have taken any program or any project program file. Okay, so once you create a project, just go in file. Below the file, you will find a blank white symbol. So just click on that. You can take a new file. So here you can able to type a code. Okay, whatever the program you want to write, you want to type, you can type the program here, and then the next procedure is there. Okay. Now see, I have just typed first program. The program is called as, the program is the number of bytes transferred from one location to another location. So I will explain each and every instruction in the program. So one by one. So whatever the program you want to type, you have to just type this program. So already I have done this. Now see, what is this instruction? ORG000H. So ORG is basically not an instruction. It is just a assembler directive which gives the direction to assembler. You just start your code, start your program, originate your program from this location. So this is the meaning of ORG000H. Okay. Then what is the task? The task is 50H is the memory location and 60H is the memory location. So 50H is the source and the 60H is the destination. Means from 50H location, the data is to be transferred to 60H. From 51H, data is to be transferred to 61H. So likewise the task is there. So how many bytes you want to transfer? So that is to be written first. Suppose the task is transfer the 5 bytes from 50H location to 60H location. Okay, so first of all, how many bytes I want to transfer? For that purpose, I will write one instruction. So that is nothing but a counter. So move I can take any one register. I have taken here the R2 register, and the count is, why I have written is #05H. I want to transfer the 5 bytes. If I want to transfer the 10 bytes, you can just write the 10. If you want to transfer only 3, if you want to transfer any other number, you have to mention that value here after hash. Okay, so this is just acting as a counter, how many bytes you want to transfer from source memory location to destination memory location. Okay, now I have to mention the address of source and address of destination memory location. So I have then written an instruction move R0, #50H. Okay, so this is my source memory location. Then move R1, #60H location. So I will just write the comment, we can say, for this instruction, that is, this is my source memory location. Means from this location I want to transfer the data to destination memory location. So this is my destination memory location. I will give the name, I will give the comment, destination memory location. So 50H is the source and 60H is the destination. So one can ask, ma'am, already you told ki hash is nothing but hash becomes, after hash, whatever we have written, that becomes the value. So I will explain that point, but as far as this memory is concerned, I am using the indirect addressing mode. So for that purpose, the memory locations are preceded by the hash symbol. Okay. Now these are the two memory locations already I have declared, that is the source memory location and destination memory location. Now what I have to do is, from 50H memory location, whatever is the content, that is to be transferred to 60H memory location. And here I have used the indirect addressing mode. So for that purpose, according to that, I have written the instruction. Now see, what is the first instruction in the loop? Move A, @R0. So basically, what is the meaning of this instruction? The content of memory location whose address is pointed by R0 will be transferred to accumulator. Okay. Right now, where the R0 is pointing to? R0 is pointing to 50H memory location. So 50H memory location content are transferred first to accumulator, and then the accumulator content are transferred to 60H memory location. So what is the meaning of this instruction? Accumulator contents are transferred to the memory location whose address is pointed by R1, and right now the R1 is pointing to 60H memory location. So first byte available at 50H memory location is to be transferred to 60H memory location by these two instructions. Okay, so this is the meaning of transferring byte from one memory location to another memory location. There are number of ways you can write the program, but right now whatever the program I am explaining, that program is based upon the indirect addressing mode. So how you come to know? The @ symbol is there, and as I have used the @R0, and when I write R0 #50H, this 50H becomes the address. Otherwise, if these instructions are not mentioned, at that time 50H #50H becomes the value. 50H becomes the value. So that's why I have mentioned likewise. Okay. Now I have to access the next memory location. So how to access the next memory location? Right now I have mentioned, I have just transferred the 50H content to 60H. So for that purpose, I have to go to the next memory location, that is 51H location. So for that purpose, I have used the instruction called as increment. So increment instruction will increment the content by 1. Increment the memory content or individual value by 1. So increment R0 and increment R1 will do, now R0 becomes 51, R1 becomes 61, likewise. Okay. So already we have discussed, we have taken the pointer, the counter in the first instruction, that is how many bytes you want to transfer. So there should be limit. So how many bytes you want to transfer? Otherwise this process is continuous process. So for that purpose I have taken here a counter. I want to transfer a 5 bytes. So for that purpose, once first byte is transferred, the counter is decremented by 1. Second byte is transferred, counter is decremented by 2. Likewise, once counter becomes 0, the loop is terminated, the control is transferred from loop to next instruction and program ends here. Okay, so this is the logic in this code. Now DJNZ is the instruction, decrement jump not 0. So you have to decrement the content of R2 by 1 and jump if the content are not 0. So right now the R2 is mentioned or initialized as 5. So it is decremented by 1. So it becomes 4. So it is not 0. So again it will go to the loop. Okay, so it will go to the loop, it will not go to the next instruction. Okay, so it will go to the loop. In that what happens? Again the same instruction. So now R0 is pointing to 51H memory location because we have incremented the content. Now whatever is the content available at 51H location, they are transferred to accumulator. And then the accumulator contents are transferred to 61H location because R1 is also incremented to 61. So now the second memory location contents are transferred to next memory location content. So this is the second iteration. Again R2 is decremented. Now R2 becomes 3. As it is not 0, it will go to the loop and again the same procedure repeats. Once R2 becomes 0, this instruction fails and the control is transferred to the next instruction. What is written here? This is optional instruction. S-jump here, the control waits here. So S-jump means short jump and here this is the label and the label is given in that instruction only. The control is transferred to, the control will wait or the control is at that instruction only. And in this way, the 5 bytes are transferred from 50H memory location onwards to 60H memory location onwards. Yes? Okay. So I have explained the code in detail one by one by each instruction. Now I will show you the steps how to save the code and how to run the code or how to see the output. Okay, so once you type a code, just go in file and just click on the save as button, save as point. Okay, in that the file should be saved in the folder, whichever the folder you have created earlier at D drive or in E drive, whatever is the destination. In that folder only you have to save the file. Now give any name to the file and the extension here you have to mention, that is .asm. Why? Because the programming is assembly programming. Just give any name and extension will be .asm. So I have given the third .asm. Just click on the save. So you will find the difference of your code. So whatever the symbols, whatever the value is there, the color of the value will change once you save the code. And whatever the name you are given to the file, it will appear here. Earlier it was just the text. Now once you give whatever the name you are given to the file, that name and the extension. Okay. So in this way, one should save the file. Then the procedure is there related to the skill software. Whatever is the file, that file you have to add in this target group. So for that purpose, in the leftmost window, go to the source group 1. Just click on the right click on that, and in that you will find the number of options. So just select add files to the group. That is, we want to add this file to this group. So just click on this. You will find one window. In that, you should able to find the ASM file. Right now it is not visible. Why it is not visible? Because your file type is C type. That is the .c extension, and our file type is .asm. So that's why just scroll on this and just click on ASM source file. So ASM, once you click the ASM source file, what is your file? Your file is third.asm. So number of files are there. So just click on that third.asm, because right now the recent file is third.asm, and just click on the add button. Once only, you have to just click once on the add button and just close the window. Now you have to check whether the file is added in that source group or not. So in the source group the plus symbol is available. Just click on that plus, you will find the third.asm file. Earlier it was not there. We have added our file in the source group. This is the next procedure once you save the file.